everybody. So yesterday was session 41. It was an amazing session. It was nothing what I expected, and honestly it blew my expectations totally. I was hesitating to go, but I just felt called. I just felt you have this deep calling inside of you that calls you to go a certain way. And I noticed throughout the day I was having resistance. I was having like, I don't really want to go. I don't want to really, it's far. And you have to pay for the session again. And it's like there was a whole story that it was heavy. But my energy was like so directed to it. And I knew I need to be there. That's where I need to be. And so, yeah, I went. There was a lot of traffic. And a friend of mine, she tried microdosing. She microdosed mushrooms, 0.22 micrograms, and she had an amazing session. It was full of laughter. She said that there was a lot of sensitivity, and there were more layers to be aware of. Her experience became more, let's say, playful, way more relaxed. She was way more just like being aware of the layers of energy, and she was just playing with energy. So she had a blast. So next time she's gonna dose a little bit high dose. I've heard from an inner dance facilitator that they use plant medicines with inner dance. I don't know about KAP, but with inner dance quite regularly, and that they did it quite often. And if your facilitator is comfortable with it, you can do it. And apparently it has really amazing processes. So my process, how was it? It was a very cozy small house in the middle of nowhere in the woods. And the facilitator, when we came, she was busy doing a private session with somebody else. And so at the moment she saw me, she's like, go back, we're not done here yet. But then anyway, once we were going into the session, she does like, every facilitator has their own style of leading the session. One is very grounded and leads from feeling. So she wants everybody to feel their feelings, and on a very feeling-based level. She's all about consciousness. Another facilitator is all about, making you feel safe. She's describing everything that you need to know about the session. Another facilitator is very like in the moment, very, very, very catchy, very, very energetic, very spontaneous. And this facilitator, she's all about the heart work, the soul's work. So she does is she guides, like she connects everybody, and she guides us all through this meditation. And there's this one exercise that she does very often, and it was funny for me to notice that, because it shows how your conditioning reacts. So she goes through this meditation where she has you go up this mountain, and you're at the edge of the mountain, and you have to dive and jump off the mountain to live, to explore all the possibilities, but you have to jump. And so we imagine jumping off the cliff, right? But the moment we do that, immediately my mind, it attaches, and it's like, no, I cannot go. And it's like, for me, that experience, it showed me that in my mind there's a fear of letting go, of jumping off without knowing completely. So it's very interesting to have those kind of meditations and reveal your reaction to them. So the session itself, it started off very, very, very sweet, very soft. The facilitator uses very, very nice music. She's also done inner dance. And so I was just lying there and whistling, singing Elohim. It all came spontaneously. And then I started to see like how my feet were rooted to the ground, and there were roots growing into the ground, and I felt the energy of earth healing my body. It was like I saw green energy, and I felt it like going up to my body, to my brain, and like nourishing me, refreshing me, renewing me. It was very, very, very incredible. And then I got into a pose where I was just sitting and I felt my heart was vibrating, like a vibrator was vibrating so hard. And then all of a sudden, my eyes, like, they jump open and the facilitator is next to me. And so we hold eye contact, and we keep holding eye contact the whole time without breaking it. Now, this has happened in the previous KAP session also. And the previous time, what I noticed was when you hold eye contact with that, there is still this self-awareness of I am here, you are there, and we're having this moment. And it's like sometimes you can go beyond it and you're just in the moment, you're just being, and then your mind comes back in again. Now yesterday, while we were holding eye contact, I realized that was gone, and I was just having this eye contact with her, and I was just there, and I was breathing, just breathing in my heart space, staying in my heart. And our eyes were communicating so much. It's like just that eye contact, it like all of a sudden out of my soul there were like these thoughts arising, like, hey, I know you, now you can really see me, I love you, I'm afraid. And all these yeah, like these beautiful non-verbal communications, it was all coming from here. And then at a certain point I was just like, I started to caress her face, and you still kept the eye contact, and then I kissed her on the cheek. She closed her eyes and she was just like this, and I was also like so touched by this beautiful moment. And I just laid down and I was just breathing in my heart, and I realized this is so interesting. Like all my previous KAP sessions, like 30-40 of them, they were all energy, having visions of different planes, having some energetic experience, past life, whatever. But this, it's all about like the energy now is using my energy to facilitate this experience with the facilitator. And the facilitator is also in a, well, channeling or in trance-like mode where she's facilitating this experience. So it's like the energy of KAP wants me to experience this, or wants us to experience this. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. So I was just lying there, like doing some poses, a lot of movements, a lot of sounds came out. And then the facilitator came back to me and my heart started to vibrate again. It's like the moment she comes close, my heart vibrates and I feel that she's near. And so I felt her fingers on my belly, and I felt that there was energy stuck and I wanted to release, to go out. And so she was like, just like nudging it a little bit, little by little, and it was just like shouting, like ah, oh, ah, like that, like pure sound coming out. And every time it was getting up a notch higher, and at a certain point she did something, and my body went into this pose, and I was like lying on my head, like this, like on the ground, and I didn't know what had happened. But all of a sudden I sat down and I felt the energy was just free flowing. Like in my heart space there was this energy flow, and it was just flowing freely, like an infinite breath without limitation. And it feels so incredible, because in that you're just in the heart, breathing from the heart, and there's no heaviness, there's no regret, there's no pain, there is no worry, there's just a complete heart opening and a complete heart expansion. And I looked at her and I was so thankful, because I was just in this infinite heart space now. And I hugged her. The moment I hugged her, it was like my soul went beyond my body and our energies were melting. I felt like such a deep vibration, and I was so grateful for that experience, because I realized this person is a key for me to have all these experiences, to unlock in myself what it is like to go beyond the physical, to go beyond the context of me sitting here with you. It's to have experience and to surrender to experience completely, and to allow your humanity to be embodied completely, because we're all energy in a human body, and the energy is looking for ways to express itself, right? And it's like by surrendering, the energy can express itself to yeah, to fully. It can use the human apparatus, the human body, the human mind, to express itself completely, and it's so beautiful. It's like a gift, a treasure that you find that you thought was never there. It's like all of a sudden, wow, to have that connection. And then I laid down and I was just feeling like there were these beings coming to me, these light beings, and they were working on my heart. I saw that my heart was there, and it was like strangled with this protection wire. It was like guarded, and it could not breathe fully. And I realized there was like a sadness, like from my previous relationship. I had given myself fully. I had given everything, and when it didn't work, I felt so hurt. I was like, I lived so much, and I'm grateful for that, and I loved every experience. But at a certain point, there was suffering, and there's this feeling that to fall in love once in your life is enough for me. I don't want to fall in love again. I don't want to go through all that again. So it's like whenever there's a feeling that I might fall in love again, or I might develop feelings again, I don't want them. I try to resist them. That's what I did with this facilitator also, because I started to have feelings for her, and I wanted to resist. I wanted to get rid of them because I didn't want to go through all that again, right? And that's the mind's projection, because the mind creates a story of what's happening based on what happened before. You think you're past all these things, but I guess we never really are until we are. And I was lying there, and there was just an energy surge, like huge energy waves coming into my heart, and my heart was like brightening up. And then the third time, I was sitting there, and I was just like waiting, and my heart started to vibrate, and all of a sudden my body started to dance. There was a dance. It was like energetically, like somebody was energetically like touching me and playing with me and dancing with me and interacting with me. And I peeked my eyes, and I saw the facilitator was sitting opposite of me, and she was like in this entranced inner dance, and we were having this dance, and it felt like, honestly, it felt very sensual. It felt very, not sexual, but very playful and loving, and just like pure joy. It was so much fun. It was, oh my god, it was amazing. And at a certain point, I was like, in my heart, I was just like, oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this experience. And I laid my hands on her heart, on her chest, and I saw she was smiling and she was withdrawing, and I was like, wow, I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful. And I laid down, and I started to have like these visions, like energy would come up, and I would start to see visions about my future, about who I could be. I saw how I could be some kind of, or there could be some kind of role that could be played out as a teacher of some kind, or as a person who gives talks of some kind. Also, well, not really. What I really saw was satsang with Igor, about the spiritual road of foolishness. It was something, yeah, it was that. So yeah, I saw that, and then I saw myself being a KAP facilitator, and I was with the teacher, learning KAP, to give KAP. And then I started to see images of the facilitator whom I had these experiences with. Now, mind you, these experiences that I'm talking about now, you might not have them initially in your first session. Like, the only reason why I have the confidence to allow myself to open my eyes, because usually they say, KAP facilitators say, if you don't like your experience, you can just open your eyes and the experience stops. But because I've done inner dance facilitation, I'm learning to be a facilitator. I'm very comfortable with just going into that trance state of allowing the energy, the inner dance to happen, and just allow it to happen with my eyes open. And so when she came to me and all that started to happen, it was completely new to me. I had no idea that these things happened. And I'm not doing it. I'm not doing all these things that I described. It's all happening. I'm just witnessing. And my energy sometimes wants to put a hand here, and my mind is like, no, 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 no. I don't wanna put my hand there. I don't wanna put my hand there because I don't wanna, yeah, touch her without her approval. Maybe there was a fear of rejection, a fear that I might do something and she might not like it, and she might, yeah, say, don't do that. So last session was also like the first time that I had like these experiences, where usually all my KAP sessions are about inner energetic experiences and visions, and this time it was all about having an inner dance with a human being sitting opposite of me, connecting on a soul level, staring at each other, going beyond, surrendering completely, shedding your layers. Because to really surrender to somebody, to be with somebody there, you have to shed your layers. You have to let go of the fear. You have to let go of not wanting to feel, of the resistance to being vulnerable, of the resistance that there's a chance that you might get hurt. It's a very thin edge, but it is there. And so in the end, I started to have visions where I saw myself like I saw her body all of a sudden energetically, and I started to have sex with it. We started to have sex, and I saw that, like, I saw her belly, saw she was getting impregnated. I saw how I was going with her to my parents, introducing her, like, this is our kid. And I saw all that, and it felt so real. And my mind wants to believe, like, this is a vision from the 5D world. This is something that might manifest or happen. And honestly, somewhere, I really wish it would. Because this person is so right for me. This person, she has like all the qualities that I love, that I want to embody myself, and more. She's the most feminine woman I've ever met. The most, yeah, it's like I feel so much love for her, but it's beyond love. It's like this fire that's burning, and I just feel like so devoted to her. Like, oh my God, I'm so, like, I have no words for her. She just, yeah, she makes me shut up. I have no words for it. And that was the last vision, and we opened our eyes, and because I've done a lot of KAP sessions, immediately I was wide awake. But usually the participants are some very deep in their process, so they need to be led back. So she guides you back with her voice. But I sat up and I was looking at the trees, and I realized, like, that moment is gone. All of it all just happened and it's gone. Sure, the energy did the chiropractic maneuvers, and there was a readjustment of my energy body, but I realized, like, you cannot hold on to beautiful moments. They're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. And you don't need to create a story. And I was just in my heart. My heart was so open and so warm and so spacious. And I was so grateful to just be there. I was talking about this. Like, in my life, I've had a lot of ups and downs. Thrills, enthusiasm, disappointments, heartbreak. And the more that I live, the more that I realize what I really love, what I really value the most is peace of heart. When there's a quietness, a peacefulness in your heart, that whatever happens in your life, you know everything's fine. You know you trust life. You know it's for the better. for the better of you, for the better of the whole, for the better of the people. It's like it's so important, because in our interaction with other people, we always emit a frequency. We always do a transmission. When we come in contact with others, we transmit onto them what we are, and they onto us what they are. And either we are in alignment, or we don't. So there's either a resonance or not a resonance. And we started to do the sharing in the group, and I talked about all my experiences. And last time I also talked about all my experiences, but last time I was so into it. It's like whenever I'm trying to remember my experience, because after you just had it, it's like a dream almost. You have to really recollect yourself. And I'm like just looking down and talking, and I was not looking at people or the facilitator. But this time, there was a deep silence and presence in my heart, and I was just looking at everybody, just looking one by one, and I was just speaking whatever happened, everything that happened. And it was so awkward, not for me, but I felt it the moment I said it. Like, I saw myself having sex with you at an energetic level. I saw myself having kids with you, introducing yourself to my mother. And I felt it was so funny, but you know what? I didn't feel ashamed, because I didn't create those experiences. There's no reason to feel bad or good or ashamed about whatever you had. It's just a pure expression of energy. It is what happened. It's like an electricity spark happened, and there was this reaction, this circuit of energy dancing in a certain way, aligning in a certain way, and it has nothing to do with good or bad. It's just what was. And I told her everything while looking in her eyes, and I realized, like, it's all good. It's all good. And she told me, just stay in your heart. Don't stick to the stories. Don't go into the stories. I told her afterwards, I'll probably not talk this openly about these kind of experiences again in the group, because it might either be awkward for her, but I doubt it's awkward for her, but probably for other people, because if you're in a group with people and there's some participant who says that he has energetic sex and all these things about being married and stuff about the facilitator, it might seem a bit strange or a bit odd. So yeah, at the end, what she does is, when you wake up off the mat, she invites you to stare at your partner. So open your eyes and look at the one person lying next to you, and just have that meeting each other. And you see how people change energetically before a session and after a session. There's a shift. There's an alignment of beingness, whereas before there was this, what do I need to do, or where am I going? There was like this constant movement, constant action, constant busyness. And now it's just like total calmness, total peace. So after the session, what I noticed was I hugged everybody. Yeah, we almost hugged everybody. And the moment I hugged people, I felt like this expansion of the heart, and I could feel their hearts. I could feel their energy. And a woman said this to me. She's like, when I hug you, you have such a light energy, such a feeling I get a feeling of safety with you because of your energy, because it's light and it's very soft. It's very soft-like. And another girl also told me this. She was like, after our session, you hugged me, and I felt so safe and so held, so safe. She said safe, yeah. And then she's like, and days after, I would still think about that feeling, about that moment. It was really like, it touched me. Like, it stayed with me. Thank you so much. And it touched me so hard that just by giving people a hug, not intending anything, not doing it, just like honestly being with them there, like there's some kind of resonance, there's some kind of sharing that occurs. It's so beautiful. While I was walking away from the session, I noticed one thing. In my whole life, I've always been this kind of guy who, whenever beautiful journeys, experiences, relationships happened, and they were coming to an end, there was a deep sense of nostalgia. I was like, wow, I lived that and now it's done. I don't want it to be over. I don't want the love to end. I don't want this to end. And I'm missing it already. And while I was driving away from the KAP session, and I looked back at the experiences with that facilitator, and I just stayed in my heart, I realized it's okay. Whatever happens, the softness, the gentleness, the openness, it's all in the heart. It's all in the heart. And there was no nostalgia. There was just a gratitude for, wow, what a life experience I had. How grateful am I to have shared that moment with her. There was no nostalgia. I was so happy for that, because honestly, sometimes days after a session, the nostalgia would make me sad. It would make me desire to reach out to, because I would have this missing, this heartache, like for a lover. And now there's just like this gratitude, like, wow. Now this facilitator, she talks very often about immersion. She holds retreats, KAP retreats in Spain, which are 6 days in length. And every day there's a KAP session, there are massages, there's food made with love, there's a sauna, there's an infinity pool, there's a view on the edge of a mountain. There are other breath work, movement, dancing, all these kind of things. And there was somebody who went to the retreat and I didn't go. And you know why I didn't go? Because so the girl who went, she told me that it was, well, she told the group that it was really transformational. It was before and after. It's really, wow, you go so deep. And I had a chance to go because the facilitator, she invited me. And on the day that I was supposed to go, she texted me, "Where are you? You're supposed to be here. I feel it, but you're not here." And I was not there because I was afraid. Because the last couple of sessions, while I was in my session, I started to have these visions during the KAP session about getting married with her, having kids with her, living a life with her, all that kind of stuff. And I had this fear like, if I'm gonna go to her, I'm gonna have these visions about her every day, I'm just gonna fucking fall in love with her. And I'm gonna be completely stuck there, hopelessly in love. And it's only now that I realize how foolish that was to believe that idea, to believe that that's what is gonna happen, as if I knew what could happen. Because if I had known that by going there, that by going to her session, I would be able to get out of the mind pattern and go into the heart and have these KAP sessions where there's a sharing, an inner dance between two human beings with open eyes. There's connection, there's immersion, there's surrender. If I knew that that was the experience that I was afraid of, I would have gone straight away. I mean, the mind. And it's like this thing, it showed me. It's like in the beginning what I said about the exercise with the mountain. Whenever I try to do certain things that are new to me, I have this hesitation to stop, to not go further, because there's a fear. And so I first make the mistake, and I learn my mistakes, and then I go into it, and I go through it fully. Yeah, what a beautiful, like, layer of KAP that I never expected to receive. And how wonderful that this facilitator is so open to facilitate that experience for me. Because I know some people might have this thing like, you're supposed to have your eyes closed, you're supposed to be with your own process, but this is the process. This is also a process. This is a different part of the process, which is exactly what I needed. And who knows? Maybe something happens, maybe something doesn't happen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. What matters is stay in your heart. I remember in the session at one point, she was ticking on my heart because I was in my head, and she felt it. And I just went into my heart and I put her hands on my heart. And to be led by another being into the depth of your heart, beyond the vulnerability, to see that the vulnerability is only there because the ego wants to keep itself safe. But in reality, there's nothing to be vulnerable. There's nothing that can get hurt. It's only the ego. And to go into that depth, to go into that layer of yourself, it's such a gift. What a gift. Like, honestly, now I have a session with her in 2 weeks again, and my mind is already thinking, so now out of 40 sessions, right, I have 2 sessions with her, last 2 sessions, and they were all with open eyes and they were inner dads. So is the next one gonna also be like that, or will it be like the other ones? Dum 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 dum. What will it be? How will it turn out? So yeah, we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah.